It's Monday night. Welcome to Monday Night Live in Lexington, you guys.
Thank you all for being here. My name is Rachel Curtis. I'm the adult programming coordinator. Kathryn Kauffman. Miss Kathryn Kauffman, all the way from Lexington, joining us here tonight.
My name is Kathryn Kauffman, and I'm a psychic medium here in Lexington, Kentucky. Welcome to my every Monday night show. This is where we discuss what and who we are in this journey called life. Hey to all you guys over here on Instagram. We'll see some shout outs over here on Facebook. Special shout out to Rhonda Ruprick, Melissa Arthur Woosley, Trisha Langley, Melissa Begley. Big kiss to you and Miss Cleo. J. Ross Whitaker, Jamie Gruder, Leanne Wagner, Amy Butcher, Ina. Hey, Ina, how are you doing? Dana, and I can't pronounce your name, Ina yet. I hope I pronounced that okay. For those of you that have questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. I will try to get to them during the chat. If I don't, I definitely will get to these after the show. It may not be tonight, it may be tomorrow. I'm going to get you guys caught up on a couple of things first. The first thing I want to mention is, yes, there's this band-aid here I need to explain. I had some places that I was concerned about skin cancer, and it's the season now. So this is like a public service announcement. Get your skin checked this season. Use your sunblock. I did have some really suspicious places removed, and I want to thank to Lexington Dermatology and Laser Center, especially Dr. Blossom, who took care of me. These are fabulous people over here on Tates Creek Center Drive. It's 4071 Suite 202. I'll give you the phone number. They were so nice to me, and they took such good care of me. So I highly recommend them. And no, I'm not getting paid for any recommendation that I make on Monday night. Is strictly because I've used the service, or I believe in the product, or the person that's the practitioner. So the telephone number is 859-226-0206, or you can go and visit www.lexderm.com. Please get your skin checked, because I put it off for way too long, and those places got really big, and so now we may have to have some topical chemo or something. We'll see. But it's definitely the season for that, so do wear your sunscreen. Now, if you enjoy these Monday night episodes, go ahead and hit that share button down in the corner and share this with your friends or your family or anybody that you think might benefit from the topic we're going over this evening. And what we're going to go over is how to recognize a psychic attack, okay? So psychic attacks occur every day. I had one not too long ago, and it was not only a psychic attack, but also like a physical attack, because there was action in the physical against me. I did overcome it. It was kind of difficult, but you have to be very good at blocking and redirecting the energy. So let's go over first, how do you even recognize if you're under psychic attack? I mean, how do you even figure out what's going on? How, you might think it was something else if you weren't, very astute at this. Hey to Jennifer, Paige, Dana, Brittany, Nicolay, and Crystal, Tracy Lamb, James Shelton, and oh, my sweetie is working late tonight. He's shouting out in the comments. So Lacey, hey to Lacey, Jasmine, Leslie, Andrea, Jessica, and Karen. All right, I'm going to try to keep up with all the comments. For those of you that are on my professional page, Kathryn Kauffman, Psychic Medium, I did leave a link for you there to join us in the live chat on my personal page. But if you want to just watch, hang out there and chill. So the first thing on recognizing a psychic attack, now these are just a few samples. It doesn't include everything because this is just a half an hour show. But the first thing that you might feel is a feeling of pressure in or around the solar plexus. And these are like the solar plexus and the spinal column are major access points to your energy. So you may feel a grabbing or a pressure in that solar plexus area. That is what you're feeling is invasive energy coming in. And you may have a lot of empathic abilities if you feel that energy pushing in on the solar plexus. You may also have the feeling of an electrical charge or touch or pressure down the back of the neck or the back. And that is specifically invasive energy trying to connect with or come into the spinal column or the major part of the nervous system. Okay, now many times we've been on investigations and seen orbs contacting the back of the neck and flying into the area of the spinal column. And that's an invasive maneuver to either communicate with you or to control you or to feed off of that main energy that's mobilizing the body. So the spinal column and the neck are very important. It's usually from the back that you're going to feel that pressure or that heaviness or that electrical charge. Most of the time, not always, but most of the time, psychic attacks manifest in the dream world. That's the and I'll tell you the reason why is because when you are dreaming, you are not in active protection of your aura. And so it's the most prevalent time for a psychic attack to occur because your auric field is not protected at that time. So that's the most prevalent time is through the dreamscape. And these are energetic impacts on the body, and they can be in the waking world or in the dream world as well. They are considered, you know, like mental intrusions of floating energies, specifically designed to either feed off of you or cause harm or to distribute negative energy. So let's look at some of the signs of a psychic attack and I'm going to tell you why these are symptoms of psychic attack. And there's like 2 pages here we need to go over. I know this is going to be like a 2-part series. I feel pretty certain on this. Shout out to Rob Abbott. How are you, fella? And shout out to Lydia and Desiree and Lisa and Donna Kay. Shout out to my son, Michael Lawrence. Kisses to you and everybody in Paducah. Hey to Rolando and Elizabetha and Charlotte. Okay, so here's the 5 signs of a psychic attack. The first one is a disabling fear or anxiety. And what that is your clairsentient or your empathic ability warning you that something is invasive or there's an energy there that is not supposed to be there. Your subconscious alerts you through gut feeling and through visual imagery. And so when you get a disabling fear or anxiety, that can be a clairsentient warning to the conscious mind. You might experience nightmares or night terrors, often involving an attack. And that's exactly what's going on. So you really need to be aware of these and try to figure out where this is coming from. Extreme fatigue is another symptom, and so what that is a result of is an energy drain. And the energy, like I said, the energy drains will usually occur at night when your auric field is not protected. Emotional or spiritual paralysis, where you're unable to participate. And what that is like an entrainment to the negative force that is making contact with you. So what that means is whatever is coming into contact with you is causing a disability in the spiritual connection. Another symptoms is if you question your path, question your values, question your sanity. That is the negative energy that you have been like in the intrusive negative energy that is within you is causing that. That's a symptom of that. Hey to Ted and Patty Ann, and hey to all you guys over here on Instagram. Thanks for joining us. Another symptom is when, let's get over here, severe headaches. That is a symptom of an energy drain and increased stress that the body feels from this intrusive energy. Like I said, fatigue and lethargy are both symptoms of an auric field leak. You know, when these things penetrate the aura, they leave holes behind in the auric field. And so what happens is the energy, unless you decide to get some energy work and repair the auric field, those holes will actually leak the energy out. And it does two things, actually. It's going to make you feel fatigued and lethargic and drained, but it's also going to signal other entities or spirits that you are leaking energy and that you might be a prime victim. So it sort of catalyzes other types of psychic attacks. So it's really, really important if you experience any of these symptoms of the lethargy, the fatigue, or the drain, that you definitely get some energy work or some acupuncture to reestablish the auric field and seal it back up. Random aches and pains are definitely a symptom of a psychic attack. Self-doubt, paranoia, these are entrainment from the influencer or the intrusive force that is coming into contact with your energy. Sometimes you'll even have a vision of your attacker, and this is a self-protective mechanism of the subconscious trying to alert you to the fact that you have an invasive energy inside of your aura. Unprompted suicidal thoughts or feelings can be from the negative influence of a psychic attack. And so you really need to be aware of these things, especially if it is not, like if your normal everyday persona is not a person who would have a suicidal thought and you suddenly start to have that, please get to your physician, but also consider this as well. Now, nightmares, let's get back to nightmares again, because nightmares can be one of two things. Nightmares can be a person who's dream walking, and if you don't know what dream walking is, there's a video on my playlist, Monday Night Live in Lexington, on my YouTube channel, where we went over a show on what dream walking was. I think it was a 2-part episode, and we discussed that on Monday night. I will leave a link to the dream walking video in the comments after the show. But nightmares can present themselves in a dream walking scenario where the other person who is doing the psychic attack can actually enter your dream and cause the nightmare to happen. Now, this can be an attack or it can be an influence in the dream. Now, also, nightmares can be attributable to remote influencing. And we've all heard of remote viewing, but very few of us have heard of remote influencing. So remote influencing is pretty much the same as remote viewing. You still have a target that you're focused on. which means you're the target if you're the person having the nightmare. So you're the target of the influencer. And they may disguise their energy as under the umbrella of your thoughts. So they are remote influencers are extremely dangerous. They do know what they're doing, and it can be very, very detrimental. But most of the negative type of emotions that happen with the self-doubt, the paranoia, the suicidal thoughts or feelings are all due to an entrainment to the negative force that is intrusive on your energy. Let me check for questions here. So Rob says, just had this happen 2 nights ago, horrible dream, and never equated it to a psychic attack. Yes, Rob. So you know what is so important about, I mean, just everything. You know what? Just plain and simple, since your auric field is open to everything at night, one of the biggest times that you need to do psychic protection is while you're asleep, because you're wide open when you're asleep unless you have set up specific psychic protection in your bedroom. And we're now next Monday, we don't have enough time to go over it tonight because there's still more material on how to recognize a psychic attack. But next Monday, I want to go over all the steps needed to protect yourself, and we're going to do a special focus on protecting your auric field at night. And then what, I don't know if we'll have time or not, but I want to do an episode on what to do if you're a victim. Like, if it happens, then what do we do? Okay, we can protect ourselves for the future, but what if it's already happened, right? We need to know what to do with it after the fact. Let's see. Hey to Rachel and Donna. Let's see. Hey to Gwen Jones, Aria, and Robin. So Charlotte says it doesn't seem worth it. I'm not sure what you're asking. If you would clarify that just a little bit better, that would help me out a lot, because the feed is like delayed, so your response may come a little bit later than what I was talking about. So Charlotte, if you would let me know what you mean by that. Okay, so let's get back to how to recognize a psychic attack. Although attacks can take many forms, as you can see, it's typically projected upon another person through negative energies, sometimes even unconsciously. Like, people will participate in a psychic attack and not even realize that that's what they're doing. They know they may be jealous of you, and they may have really, really strong, jealous, bad thoughts, you know, about you, and not realize that those resonant thoughts do affect your energy field. They do affect you. So, for example, your friend may be feeling jealous because you have a new promotion that you got at work, and then the jealousy may project itself without them even realizing it and cause a psychic attack upon you. So we have non-deliberate and deliberate psychic attacks. A deliberate psychic attack is definitely in the form of a spell or a hex or a curse or something like that. Most often, these are done through jealousy, and it's always the person who's the most negative about their life that is sending that energy out there. So Rob says, yes, ma'am, in a dream group, I'm a reader and said exactly the same, to protect myself before sleeping. Absolutely, and we'll go over a lot of techniques, Rob, and I know you know a lot, but there's always room to learn more, and the more the merrier on this. I say the more ideas that we can come up with to protect ourselves at night, the better. And I would love it, Rob, if you would message me some of your best ways, and I'll bring them up next Monday night. Absolutely. Hey to Megan and Alyssa, thanks for joining us. Okay, back to this. So most often it's jealousy. The attacker is usually a person who lives a really negative life. They have negative opinions about other people. They have difficulty seeing the good in other people, especially when they're influenced by someone else. They kind of take on what that other person says. So let's just use me for example. Let's say that somebody doesn't know me, but they know someone who knows me, and that person through jealousy doesn't like me. So they tell their friend, hey, she's she's self-centered, she's egotistical, all she's concerned with is money. And so then that person develops the jealousy as well. They project a negative energy towards me. And because both of them are focused in a negative way, that is a really doubled focused psychic attack. Even though it's really unwarranted from the one person because they don't know me at all. Interesting, huh? Okay, so what I'm saying is the person who copies the first one, that's leading a negative life. When you don't search out a person to find out who they are and what they're about, and if they truly are a negative person or a positive person, and you just slap that label on them and shoot the arrow, you're leading a negative life because you're just assuming and going on someone else's word instead of trusting your own instinct and your own intuition. So the attackers will lead a jealous life. A jealous life is a negative life. You should never compare yourself to other people. Everybody is different. Everybody has different abilities. Everybody brings something to the plate, you guys. Everybody's important. We have our own personalities, our own knowledge, our own abilities, and you should never be jealous of other people because they have what they're good at, and you have what you're good at. So the attackers are always leading a really dark life. They're casting spells and curses on people. The attacker is usually leading a very fearful life where they may not feel like they're very important and they have to put somebody else down in order to make themselves look more important. And so they seek out this negative energy and direct it at you. So yes, Melissa, it's dang scary. Let me check for questions really quick. So Rob says he definitely will message me some of his techniques. Thank you very much, Rob. I appreciate it. Big kisses to you. Very, very much. Kinder spirit. Absolutely, dear. So Ina says this explains a lot about several things that have happened in the past. Wish I had known this 10 to 12 years ago. Me too, Ina. We were just finding out about it about 15 years ago, I would say. I wished I had known about it many, many years before that. And hey to Jill Jones, thanks for joining us. I hope you're doing okay. So in this category of psychic attackers are energy vampires, psychic vampires. If you want to know more about psychic and energy vampires, I do have a past show on that that's on my YouTube channel as well. And what they do is they actually draw energy to survive. And most of these people will be of like really weak constitution, and they feed off of other people's energies in order to strengthen their auric field. We also have the category of extra-dimensional feeders, and you can find out about one particular type. We did a past show about the body buffet is what we call them. And so we have a new extra-dimensional type of creature that uses hotel rooms as a feeding source. And when I got all of the reports about this type of extra-dimensional feeder, and these reports came from different people of different backgrounds, but they were all so almost identical in description. We had beings that would come out of the mirror at night, specifically in hotel rooms, and they were of similar description, would crawl up on top of the person in the bed in front of the mirror and feed off of the energy, just literally drain the energy. And I, you know, when I got these reports, I was like, what better place for an energy feeder to do that than a hotel or a motel, because you have a constant turnover of fresh energy each and every day. So it made sense to me. So in that video, we discussed ways that you could travel safely and hopefully not be a victim of these extra dimensional feeders. But I feel like that's a psychic attack as well, so I'm including them here. Now, we have had ancient accounts of demonic forces feeding off of us for centuries. It's not hard to go back in the text and documents and look where things have been energetically feeding us off of us for thousands of years. Okay, so this is not anything new. I'm not presenting anything out of the ordinary here. We've had accounts of this forever today. So people wrote about the importance of protecting your consciousness thousands of years ago. So I think it's high time we get with the program. So let's see, Rob says, gratitude and blessings. Okay, big kiss to you, Guy. So yeah, this has been going on for a very, very long time. Now, not only can your attacker be an extra dimensional being, but it can also be a spirit. And so spirits, the motivations really vary when you get into spirits and ghosts with psychic attacks. But the spirits are usually, a psychic attack is a malevolent sensing, a malevolent spirit that senses your weaknesses, and specifically the weaknesses that are in your particular aura. Okay. Let's say that you're a person who's depressed. That's a weakness in your auric field. And so they're going to sense that. And especially if you are a substance abuser, that's a definite gateway in for psychic attack, because you cannot defend your aura when your consciousness is altered. So those are really severe factors that affect your ability to maintain and keep your auric field intact. Now, if you want to really bone up on keeping your auric field intact and keeping it safe, we're going to go over all those techniques to protect your aura. But really, go and get some energy work. I would say once every 2 months, maybe even more if you suspect a psychic attack. Definitely get some acupuncture. Acupuncture is one of the biggest ways to seal up that energy. I recommend Blue Lotus Acupuncture here in Lexington, and they just moved their location, so if you decide to go, call them and ask them where the new location is. Let me check for questions really quick. No more questions. Now, next Monday night, we're going to go over how to defend yourself against a psychic attack. And then we're also going to go over how to protect your auric field and how to protect yourself at night when your auric field is open. Couple of things I want to hit on before we go. For those of you that follow me on Facebook, you know I have a free Friday. It's called Fun Friday Reading. It's a free 3-card reading every single Friday here on Facebook and now on Instagram. I did collect 2 years worth of Fun Friday readings, and I put them into some oracle cards, and these are available on my website, makeplayingcards.com. I'm going to leave a link in the comment section if anybody wants to go online and get your own deck of Fun Friday cards. These were collected from 2 years of readings for Fun Friday, and so you can use them as a daily oracle. And then also I have these tarot to go. These are such fun little things. I wanted a easy deck of cards to carry with me when I traveled. And so these have not only the suit, but it has a brief meaning of the tarot on here for you. So I don't know if you can see that. It's a little bit, yeah, it's not very clear. My camera's having trouble focusing. But these you can just toss down in your purse or your pocket, and they are just really fun to use. I hope you guys enjoyed this night's episode. I look forward to seeing you again next Monday. And until then, everybody stay safe, stay happy, and I will see you next week. Kisses from Kentucky, and don't forget, check your skin. Okay, Jasmine says, what do you ask for to get the proper acupuncture treatment? Fortunately, Jasmine, the people over at Blue Lotus are used to dealing with my clients. And so what you want to ask for when you go in is you tell them you want your auric energy, your auric field evaluated for leaks, and you want those repaired. And they will be able to do it. I promise you. See you guys later. Kisses from Kentucky. Bye now.